All right, let's just get right into it. If you're running a service firm, you know this story all too well. You're a stone-cold killer when it comes to closing, right? Get you in the room and that deal is as good as done. But the real problem, is that getting into the room is this soul-crushing, exhausting grind. You're chasing leads, you're juggling a dozen different apps, and your follow-up is all over the place. What if you could just replace all that chaos with a totally predictable pipeline of high-quality meetings? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
Look, let's be brutally honest for a second, because this is the only truth that actually matters in sales. Clicks don't buy. Page views, they don't sign contracts. You know what does? Conversations. Real conversations. If your entire sales and marketing machine isn't laser-focused on that one thing, generating actual, high-quality conversations, you're not just playing the wrong game, you're playing a losing one.
So why is it so damn hard to get those conversations? I'll tell you what their problem isn't. It's not that you don't have enough tools. In fact, you're probably drowning in them. The real issue, the thing nobody wants to admit, is that your sales funnel is fundamentally broken. And it's broken because none of your tools are actually talking to each other.
And this is what that chaos looks like. On the left, you've got the symptoms you feel every day. The app pileups. Your calendar's over here, your chat's over there, your CRM's gathering dust somewhere else. You get that missed context, where a hot lead has to repeat their entire story 3 different times. But the real damage, that's on the right. There's this quiet, invisible energy tax being levied on your team every single day, and it leads to lost revenue, dropped leads, and eventually, total burnout.
So here's the bottom line. Fragmentation is the enemy. It's that simple. Your tools are basically a bunch of little islands. Your website chat has no idea what your calendar just learned. And your CRM, it's always out of date. Because, let's be real, who has the time or the energy for that mind-numbing copy and paste job to keep it current? It's an impossible situation.
Okay, so let's talk about the fix. And the answer isn't to just throw another app onto the pile. No way. We have to change our thinking completely. We need to introduce a new layer, a kind of brain that sits on top of everything you're already using. We call this the AI orchestrator.
Now, an orchestrator is not another piece of software you have to manage. Think of it more like the central nervous system for your entire sales operation. It's the one single source of truth that connects every single interaction from every channel into one seamless, unified conversation.
So here's how that works in the real world. It unifies every single touch point. So when a lead comes in from anywhere, your site, a form, social media, the system knows exactly who they are, what they need, and where to send them. Instantly. No more delays, no more drop balls. You get this total visibility, and all of a sudden, fixing the leaks in your funnel becomes ridiculously obvious.
All right, so once you have that central brain in place, you can start building on top of it. But we're not going to build one of those giant general-purpose bots that's kind of okay at a lot of things but great at nothing. No, we're going to build a specialized, high-performing digital team. Just think of it like a real org chart for your digital workforce. You give every bot one and only one specific job. You've got the qualifier. Its only mission is to greet new leads and see if they're a good fit. Then there's the scheduler. Its entire reason for being is to get a meeting on the calendar. And finally, the nurturer, which handles all the follow-up. One bot, one job. That's how you get specialist-level performance. But how do you make sure these bots aren't just making stuff up? Well, here's the secret. We don't let them learn from the Wild West of the public internet. We train them exclusively on your knowledge. It's a technique called retrieval augmented generation. But all you need to know is this. The AI first finds the perfect piece of information from your internal documents, your sales playbook, your SOPs, your pricing sheets, and then it uses that info to craft an answer. So it's not just smart, it's compliant, it's on brand, and it's 100% correct. Now, once you have this kind of system in place, your whole approach to measurement has to change. All those old vanity metrics that we used to chase, page views, clicks, time on site, they're completely and utterly irrelevant now. It's time to get serious about what actually moves the needle. I'm going to say it again because it is literally that important. Stop tracking clicks, stop obsessing over traffic, start tracking the one and only thing that leads to revenue, qualified conversations with people who can actually buy what you sell.
And that means we need to start measuring these human-grade milestones. What's your time to first response? Is it milliseconds or is it hours? What percentage of your leads are actually qualified? Of those, how many book a meeting? How many show up? And how many get to a decision? These are the numbers that tell you the real story about the health of your sales engine.
So when you combine this orchestrated system with the right metrics, something really incredible starts to happen. The chaos just fades away. That frantic, reactive energy disappears, and you finally reach the end of burnout for your team.
I mean, just look at the difference. The left column, that's the grind that's killing your team today. Chasing down cold leads, doing endless manual follow-ups, copying and pasting notes. And on the right, that's where the real value is. Closing deals, building relationships, actually thinking about strategy. The orchestrator automates the grind so your team can finally focus on making an impact.
This, right here, is the core philosophy of the whole thing. You let machines do what they're good at. Relentless, perfect, 24/7 consistency. And you free up your humans to do what they are uniquely amazing at, being creative, building trust, and creating real business outcomes.
So, what does this actually look like day to day? Well, your AI is basically your always-on receptionist. It greets every single prospect, qualifies them on the spot, and books a meeting with the right person on your team. Your team's calendar just starts filling up with these pre-vetted, high-quality appointments. They walk into every meeting prepared, they have a great conversation, and the CRM, it just updates itself. No more chasing, no more admin, just closing. So I'll just leave you with this one question. If you could genuinely wipe out, let's say, 80% of the low-value manual garbage work that is currently draining your team's will to live, what could your people actually achieve? What would that do for your growth, for your revenue, and for their sanity? The answer, I bet, is a whole lot more than you think.